Hello everybody, it's Monday and it's time for the decks of the weekend. I am returning from Bologna where I competed in the Four Seasons tournaments, a 3-day event. On Friday I played Team Trios with Javier Dominguez and Marcos and we made to the top 8. On Saturday I played main event modern 57 team events on Friday, 285 people on Saturday for the modern main event. I went 7-2 with VEEDEO combo, the deck that you'll see plenty of on the channel, 4 or 5 videos already. And I went 7-2, unfortunately not good enough for anything, just 20th place, but still good performance. I was happy with that. And then I topped the weekend off with a top 4 split in Legacy with Mono Blue 8 cast. This event was unreal. The whole weekend was insane. I barely lost few matches. This Sunday, especially playing this Legacy deck, was I don't know. The deck just performed so well. I didn't drop a match. I went 7-0-2 in the Swiss and then won the quarterfinals against Thomas Mar. The deck is going to be featured on this YouTube channel in a few hours. I made a league on Thursday and it's going to be posted later today on the YouTube channel. Although I wasn't very confident with the deck, but the deck just exploded in my hands. I had very many turn 1 Sai, one of the best card in the deck, just really one of the best tools against Delver. Emery, if it doesn't die, you just snowball the game. Chalice of the Void locks down so many people. Urza Saga, 1 card threat, just does it all. I was playing with Mox Amber, although I think Shadow Spear is just a better card and you should play Shadow Spear instead. Force of Negation for sideboard for the combo matchups to counter Meltdown. Meltdown is a very scary card. It's a card that definitely the most scary card for this deck, because I can just sweep all the Thopters, all the Seat of Synod, all the Mox Opal. Mox Opal is just one of the most important cards in the deck. If there's Spellbomb, good to bounce Murktide region. Then you have Kappa Cannoneer, so good if it doesn't get forced or power blasted against the Death and Taxes lands. This card just single-handedly beats them. On the sideboard, you have Dismember to deal with, Elvish Reclaimer, Alazar Shepherd, all the annoying threats. And yeah, this deck is a good deck, and I was I guess lucky enough to just not drop a single match during the event. I actually lost only 2 games in the 9 rounds I played, which is again very impressive. Love this deck. Yeah, definitely recommend it. Let's now hop into Modern, where I played, as I told you, the VEEDEO combo deck that you will find plenty on my YouTube channel. I'm not going to feature that deck today. I'm going to feature another deck. This is a deck that the popular streamer Canister won the challenge on Sunday with, and it is Grixis Death Shadow. If you remember a little bit of Modern before, last year, when Modern Horizons 2 came out with Ragusri Channeler and Ragavan, Izzet Murktide was all over the places. And then Corey Baumeister won the Star City Game Invitational with Grixis Death Shadow. So Strong, which is a Magic Online very good player, won back-to-back events and put Death Shadow in the map and eventually banned Lures. After the Lures ban, Death Shadow disappeared. You will obviously have seen that, and you like, oh yeah, without Death Shadow, this deck can never compete with Murktide, For Color, and etc. Well, maybe it's because people weren't really trying to find a good shell, and I think that Canister winning last Sunday will single-handedly himself put the deck back on the map. So what happens in Modern is that it really isn't an explored format. I mean, without PTs or stuff like that, it's very much just people net decking each other. No one's winning with Death Shadow. It must mean it's bad. But better just net deck Blue-Red Murktide. But now that, Canister won a major event, won a Magic Online Challenge with Grixis Death Shadow, I'm assuming that people will explore this deck more, maybe tune the slots, just play it more, and the deck will naturally just fit over more on the map. Let's get into the details of this list. He was playing 4 Ledger Shredder. which is of course a card that we have seen doing great job in the Greece's is it Murktide. We have Piagonti, one of the trophy leader of Magic Online, that top 8'd the Four Seasons tournaments with 3 Ledger Shredder. You can find his list on his Twitter, of course. Similarly, weird number here with Canister top 8 winning with 3 only that Shadow. Not going all in, so I'm assuming that the basic mountain, the basic swamp will help you just get them more often. Only 3 Death Shadow, 4 Ragavan, 4 Channeler. There's 4 Unholy Heat and 2 Terminate. I think that this is because the Ledger Shredder, being a 1-3, very often do a 2-4 on the spot. That just makes Lightning Bolt a worse card. Lightning Bolt's still a good card, Ghostface and etc. But you want to be able to handle that Ledger Shredder and boom. Same thing with Terminate. You want to be able to handle the Omnath. Lightning Bolt doesn't do that. You want to be able to handle the what's it called? The Murktide Regent. And of course, Lightning Bolt, Fatal Push, and Unholy Heat. I guess Unholy Heat often does it, but yeah, a couple of Terminates for that reason. In the sideboard, there's you have the Companion Giganta, sure. You have Unlicensed Hers, just all around good card. It's gonna see a lot of play. It's just in everyone's sideboard now, 2 copies all the time. And yeah, Turak, one of the best card against 4 color, which is likely one of the best deck in the format. Again, I played the 4 color VEEDEO deck, and of course, whenever I put in play Turak against me, it was tough. I mean, I did have the combo the one time that put in play Turak against me, but just not easy to deal with for the 4 color deck. So I could see Grixis Death Shadow seeing more play, not because suddenly it's the best deck, but just because I think that Canister's putting it on the map. People will explore it a bit more. The ban of lures definitely hit the deck hard, but the cards are good. The cards are here in the stage, right in the lock. Thoughtseize, Death Shadow. And if you play Rakdos, you don't have access to Expressive Iteration, which is a great card. You don't have access to Flusterstorm, Spell Pierce, Dress Down. So definitely the way to go. And now let's get into Explorer, the Magic Arena format only, that takes Pioneer and changes. It doesn't change much. It's just all the cards that are legal in Pioneer that exist on Arena. So we know that Omnath is busted in Modern because of fetch lands. It's not that busted in Pioneer because of the absence of fetch lands, although you do have Fable Passage. But this deck here, coming from the streamer Thierry Ramboa, streaming all in French, he has Growth Spiral, he has Reason Reef, he has Drought of the Elysian Grove, and Escape to the Wilds to try to get as many lands into play at the same time as possible. And it even has Omnath, Locus of the Royal, a card that pretty unexplored, I want to say. Costs 4 mana, it's a 3/3. When it comes into play, it deals damage to any number of elementals you control to any target. You know what will pump your elemental count? Ashaya, Soul of the Wild. Non-token creatures you control are forests. And that means that you have a lot of forests that both will trigger Omnath. Every time a creature comes into play, it triggers Omnath because the creatures that you cast are forests. It's an elemental, so it triggers Omnath, and so on and so forth. You have Jan's Ultimatum, you have Ugin. You can just go off with this deck. This deck can go off. You play Yorion because, well, there's a lot of good cards, and the mana between the 11 Triumph and Fable Passage is definitely good. I like the look of this deck. I want to try it. I'll definitely try it in the next few days on the channel. Just in general, Simic Elementals used to be a deck that I did very well with in the past standard. You might remember my Simic ramp featuring the Hoof, the Boar with Finale. Or even just Simic Oko was also featuring the Elementals. The Elementals have been a big part of Standard for when, the 2019, and I'm glad that we can play that deck again in Explorer, since Omnath is somehow nerfed in Historic, which is a higher power format. Then, this is just doesn't make much sense, but it is one of the many contradictions of Arena with the nerfs and buffs and etc. But yeah, Omnath is full power, and Explorer definitely needs to be explored.